I told myself it was stress from his new project, that I was being paranoid. But that Tuesday, paranoia gave way to a cold, hard reality. I left work early, hoping to surprise him. I imagined a quiet dinner, maybe a movie, a chance to reconnect. As I pulled into the driveway, I saw a car I didn't recognize. A sleek black convertible that screamed, "Not one of our friends." My heart started pounding a frantic rhythm against my ribs. I walked in quietly, the key turning silently in the lock. The house was quiet, but there was a sound coming from upstairs, from our bedroom, laughter. Not Hunter's deep rumbling laugh, but a light feminine giggle that I'd never heard before. My feet felt like lead as I climbed the stairs, each step a countdown to a detonation I knew was coming. I pushed open our bedroom door, and there they were. I ended up at a cheap motel, the kind with flickering neon signs and questionable stains on the carpet. I sat on the edge of the bed, the silence deafening. Hunter's calls and texts flooded my phone. Apologies, excuses, please. Each notification was a fresh stab of pain. I didn't answer. How could I? What could he possibly say? The man I had promised to love, honor, and cherish has shattered my trust into a million irreparable pieces. I had become so focused on making him happy, on being the perfect wife, that I had forgotten to be me. I finally called my sister Sarah. Her voice was the anchor I desperately needed. She didn't say "I told you so," even though she'd had her doubts about Hunter. She just listened as I poured out my heart, my words choked with sobs. She said, "Bella, maybe this isn't the end." I was building a new life, brick by painful, beautiful brick. Of course, it wasn't easy. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, mourning the life I thought I would have. Divorce is an ugly, messy process. But with every legal document I signed, I felt a layer of the old, broken me shedding away. I was reclaiming my name, my finances, my future. My friends, the real ones, rallied around me. My sister was my rock. I hesitated for a second, then smiled and gave it to him. I wasn't looking for a new relationship, but I was open to the possibility of connection. That day, I realized how much I had changed. The Bella who walked in on her cheating husband was a shell of a person, terrified and broken. The Bella standing in that art fair was a woman who was whole on her own. She was a painter, a hiker, a sister, a friend. She was resilient. That horrible, devastating day didn't end my life. It forced me to start living it. It was the catalyst for finding the person I was always meant to be. Walking in on my husband was the worst moment of my life, but it also saved me. It broke me open so I could rebuild myself into someone stronger, happier, and more authentic than I had ever been. It taught me that my happiness should never depend on someone else. It's a journey I'm still on, but for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about the destination. My life didn't end that day. It truly finally began. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've gone through something similar, remember that you are stronger than you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.